Shalom, my brothers and sisters in Yahuwah Elohim, and welcome to our next adventure in the Book of Jasher. Tonight, we're going to be doing just 2 chapters in Jasher. There's 4 chapters left, so we'll do 2 chapters tonight, and we'll finish it up on the next study on, Thursday. Okay? Tonight we'll be studying chapters 88 and 89. So if you've got a Dead Sea Scrolls book or an Apocryphal book, go ahead and grab them, and we'll get started tonight. All right, gang. We are just getting into the second day of the week. Hope y'all had a great Shabbat. Hope it went well for you, and you had lots of time with your family, and just enjoyed the Shabbat. Prayed and studied and taught your children. I hope that it was a good day for you. All right, as soon as y'all get comfortable, then we'll get started tonight, okay? Wet my whistle a little bit, and we'll get to reading. All right, are y'all ready? Okay, then, let's get started. The Book of Jasher. And if you've been following our Joshua study, then this is right alongside of the Book of Joshua in the Bible. Okay? So, enjoy, gang. This is a good study. Chapter 88. It was after the death of Moses that the Elohim said to Joshua, the son of Nun, "Rise up and pass the Jordan to the land which I have given to the children of Israel, and you shall make the children of Israel inherit the land. Every place on which the sole of your feet treads shall belong to you, from the wilderness of Lebanon to the great river, the river of Perath, shall be your boundary. No man shall stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with you. Only be strong and of good courage to observe all the law which Moses commanded you. Turn not from the way either to the right or to the left, in order that you may prosper in all that you do." Getting ahead of myself. And Joshua commanded the officers of Israel, saying, "Pass through the camp." Sticky pages. "Command the people, saying, Prepare for yourselves provisions, for in 3 days more you will pass the Jordan to possess the land." The officers of the children of Israel did so, and they commanded the people, and they did all that Joshua had commanded. Joshua sent 2 men to spy out the land of Jericho, and the men went and spied out Jericho. And at the end of 7 days they came to Joshua in the camp and said to him, "The Elohim has delivered the whole land into our hands. The inhabitants thereof are melted with fear because of us." And it came to pass after that Joshua rose up in the morning, and all Israel with him, and they journeyed from Shittim. Joshua and all Israel with him passed the Jordan, and Joshua was 82 years old when he passed the Jordan with Israel. The people went up from Jordan on the 10th day of the first month, and they camped in Gilgal on the eastern corner of Jericho. And the children of Israel kept the Passover in Gilgal, in the plains of Jericho, on the 14th day of the month, as it is written in the law of Moses. The manna ceased at that time on the morning of the Passover, and there was no more manna for the children of Israel, and they ate of the produce of the land of Canaan. Jericho was entirely closed against the children of Israel. No one came out or went in. And it was in the 2nd month, on the 1st day of the month, that the Elohim said to Joshua, "Rise up. Behold, I have given Jericho into your hand with all the people there. All your fighting men shall go round the city, one each day. Thus shall you do for 6 days. And the priest shall blow the trumpets when you hear the sound of the trumpet. All the people shall give a great shouting, that the walls of the city shall fall down. All the people shall go up, every man against his opponent. And Joshua did so according to all that the Elohim had commanded him. On the seventh day they went round the city 7 times, and the priests blew on the trumpets. And the 7th round Joshua said to the people, "Shout, for the Elohim has delivered the whole city into our hands. Only the city and all that it contains shall be accursed to the Elohim, and keep yourselves from the accursed thing, that you make the camp of Israel accursed, and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and brass and iron shall be consecrated to the Elohim. They shall come into the treasury of the Elohim." And the people blew on trumpets and made a great shouting, and the walls of Jericho fell down. All the people went up, every man straight before him, and they took the city and utterly destroyed all that was in it, both man and woman, young and old, ox and sheep and ass, with the edge of the sword. And they burned the whole city with fire. Only the vessels of silver and gold, brass and iron, they put into the treasury of the Elohim. Joshua swore at that time, saying, "Cursed be the man who builds Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and his youngest son he shall set up the gates of it." And Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, the son of Zerah, son of Judah, dealt treacherously in the accursed thing, and he took of the accursed thing, and hid it in the tent. And the anger of the Elohim was set ablaze against Israel. It was after this, when the children of Israel had returned from burning Jericho, Joshua sent men to spy out also Ai, and to fight against it. And the men went up and spied out Ai, and they returned and said, "Let not all the people go up with you to Ai, only let about 3,000 men go up and strike the city, for the men there are few." And Joshua did so. And there went up with him of the children of Israel about 3,000 men, and they fought against the men of Ai. And the battle was severe against Israel. And the men of Ai struck 36 men of Israel, and the children of Israel fled from before the men of Ai. When Joshua saw this thing, he tore his garments and fell on his face to the ground before the Elohim. He with the elders of Israel, and they put dust on their heads. And Joshua said, "Why, O Elohim, did you bring this people over the Jordan? What shall I say after the Israelites have turned their backs against their enemies? So now all the Canaanites, inhabitants of the land, will hear this thing, and surround us, and cut off our name." And the Elohim said to Joshua, "Why do you fall on your face? Rise up, get up, for the Israelites have sinned, and taken of the accursed thing. I will no more be with them, unless they destroy the accursed thing from among them." And Joshua rose up, and assembled the people, and brought the Urim, by the order of the Elohim. And the tribe of Judah was taken, and Achan, son of Carmi, was taken. Joshua said to Achan, "Tell me, my son, what have you done?" And Achan said, "I saw among the spoil a goodly garment of Shinar, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are all hid in the earth in the middle of the tent." And Joshua sent men, who went and took them from the tent of Achan, and they brought them to Joshua. Joshua took Achan and these utensils, and his sons and daughters, and all belonging to him, and they brought them into the valley of Achor. Joshua burned them there with fire, and all the Israelites stoned Achan with stones. They raised over him a heap of stones. Therefore he called that place the valley of Achor. So the Elohim's anger was appeased, and Joshua afterward came to the city and fought against it. And the Elohim said to Joshua, "Fear not, neither be dismayed. Behold, I have given into your hand Ai. her king, and her people, and you shall do to them as you did to Jericho and her king. Only the goods and the cattle, there you shall take for yourselves. Lay an ambush for the city behind it." So Joshua did according to the word of the Elohim, and he chose from among the sons of war 30,000 courageous men. He sent them, and they lay in ambush for the city. And he commanded them, saying, "When you shall see us, we will flee before them with cunning, and they will pursue us. You shall then rise out of the ambush and take the city." And they did so. Joshua fought, and the men of the city went out toward Israel, not knowing that they were lying in ambush for them behind the city. Joshua and all the Israelites pretended to be wearied out before them, and they fled by the way of the wilderness with cunning. The men of Ai gathered all the people who were in the city to pursue the Israelites. They went out and were drawn away from the city. Not one remained, and they left the city open and pursued the Israelites. Those who were lying in ambush rose up out of their places, hurried to come to the city, and took it, and set it on fire. The men of Ai turned back, and there the smoke of the city ascended to the heavens, and they had no means of retreating, either one way or the other. All the men of Ai were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side, and they struck them so that not one of them remained. The children of Israel took Melosh, king of Ai, alive, and they brought him to Joshua, and Joshua hanged him on a tree, and he died. And the children of Israel returned to the city after having burned it. They struck all those that were in it with the edge of the sword. The number of those that had fallen of the men of Ai, both man and woman, was 12,000. Only the cattle and the goods of the city they took to themselves according to the word of the Elohim to Joshua. And all the kings on this side Jordan, all the kings of Canaan, heard of the evil which the children of Israel had done to Jericho and to Ai, and they gathered themselves together to fight against Israel. Only the inhabitants of Gibeon were greatly afraid of fighting against the Israelites, that they should perish, so they acted cunningly. They came to Joshua and to all Israel and said to them, "We have come from a distant land, so now make a covenant with us." And the children of Gibeon overreached the children of Israel, and the children of Israel made a covenant with them, and they made peace with them. The princes of the congregation swore to them. But afterward the children of Israel knew that they were neighbors to them and were dwelling among them. But the children of Israel killed them not, for they had sworn to them by the Elohim, and they became hewers of wood and drawers of water. Joshua said to them, "Why did you deceive me to do this thing to us?" And they answered him, "Because it was told to your servants all that you had done to all the kings of the Amorites, and we were greatly afraid of our lives, and we did this thing." Joshua appointed them on that day to hew wood and to draw water, and he divided them for slaves to all the tribes of Israel. And when Anazedek, king of Jerusalem, heard all that the children of Israel had done to Jericho and to Ai, he sent to Hoham, king of Hebron, and Param, king at Yarmuth, and Yaphiah, king of Lachish, and to Debir, king of Eglon, saying, "Come up to me and help me, that we may strike the children of Israel, and the inhabitants of Gibeon, who have made peace with the children of Israel." And they gathered themselves together, and the 5 kings of the Amorites went up with all their camps, a mighty people numerous as the sands of the seashore. And these kings came and camped before Gibeon, and they began to fight against the inhabitants of Gibeon. Then all the men of Gibeon sent to Joshua, saying, "Come up quickly to us and help us, for the kings of the Amorites have gathered together to fight against us." Joshua and all the fighting people went up from Gilgal, and Joshua came suddenly to them, and struck these 5 kings with a great slaughter. And the Elohim confounded them before the children of Israel, who struck them with terrible slaughter in Gibeon, and pursued them along the way that goes up to Beth Horon, to Mekkedah. They fled from before the children of Israel. And while they were fleeing, the Elohim sent on them hailstones from heaven, and more of them died by the hailstones than by the slaughter of the children of Israel. The children of Israel pursued them, and they still struck them in the road going on and smiting them. And when they were smiting, the day was declining toward evening. And Joshua said in the sight of all the people, Sun, stand still on Gibeon, and you, moon, in the valley of Ajalon, until the nation shall have revenged itself on its enemies. The Elohim listened to the voice of Joshua, and the sun stood still in the midst of the heavens, and it stood still 36 moments. And the moon also stood still, and hurried not to go down a whole day. And there was no day like that, before it or after it, that the Elohim listened to the voice of a man, for the Elohim fought for Israel. Those 3 verses, from 63 to 65, are all referenced, quoted, in the book of Joshua in the Bible. In Joshua 10:13, that is a direct quote from the book of Jasher. So, if they were quoting the book of Jasher way back in the day of Joshua, because it says in the Bible, according to the book of Jasher, it's a direct quote. So the book of Jasher being mentioned in the Bible, I would say that this is a legit book. Just by that. It's mentioned in the Bible. It's directly quoted in the Bible. And it says, according to the book of Jasher. So take it as you think best. You make your own choice on whether or not this should be okie dokie for us to read or not. Okay? Chapter 89. Then Joshua spoke this song on the day that the Elohim had given the Amorites into the hand of Joshua and the children of Israel, and he said it in the sight of all Israel. You have done mighty things, O Elohim. You have performed great deeds. Who is like you? My lips shall sing to your name. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, I will sing a new song to you. With thanksgiving I will sing to you. You are the strength of my salvation. All the kings of the earth shall praise you. The princes of the world shall sing to you. The children of Israel shall rejoice in your salvation. They shall sing and praise your power. To you, O Elohim, we confide. We say that you are our Elohim, for you were our shelter and strong tower against our enemies. To you we cried, and were not ashamed. In you we trusted, and were delivered. When we cried to you, you heard our voice. You delivered our souls from the sword. You showed to us your grace. You gave to us your salvation. You rejoiced our hearts with your strength. You went forth for our salvation. With your arm you redeemed your people. You answered us from the heavens of your holiness. You saved us from 10,000 of peoples. The sun and the moon stood still in heaven, and you stood in your wrath against our oppressors and commanded your judgments over them. All the princes of the earth stood up. The kings of the nations had gathered themselves together. They were not moved at your presence. They desired your battles. You rose up against them in your anger and brought down your wrath on them. You destroyed them in your anger and cut them off in your heart. Nations have been consumed with your fury. Kingdoms have declined because of your wrath. You wounded kings in the day of your anger. You pour out your fury on them. Your wrathful anger took hold of them. You turned their iniquity on them and cut them off in their wickedness. They spread a trap and fell therein. In the net they hid. Their foot was caught. Your hand was ready for all your enemies who said, through their sword they possessed the land. Through their arm they lived in the city. You filled their faces with shame. You brought their horns down to the ground. You terrified them in your wrath and destroyed them in your anger. The earth trembled and shook at the sound of your storm over them. You did not withhold their souls from death and brought down their lives to the grave. You pursued them in your storm. You consumed them in your whirlwind. You turned their rain into hail. They fell in deep pits so that they could not rise. Their carcasses were like rubbish cast out in the middle of the streets. They were consumed and destroyed in your anger. You saved your people with your might. Therefore our hearts rejoice in you. Our souls exult in your salvation. Our tongue shall relate your might. We will sing and praise your wondrous works. For you did save us from our enemies. You did deliver us from those who rose up against us. You did destroy them before us and depress them beneath our feet. Thus shall all your enemies perish, O Elohim, and the wicked shall be like chaff driven by the wind, and your beloved shall be like trees planted by the waters. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise Yah in his awesome works. Praise Yah in his righteousness and his glory. Praise Yahuwah. Verse 23. So Joshua and all Israel with him returned to the camp in Gilgal after having smitten all the kings, so that not a remnant was left of them. And the 5 kings fled alone on foot from battle and hid themselves in a cave. And Joshua sought for them in the field of battle and did not find them. And it was afterward told to Joshua, saying, the kings are found, and there they are hidden in a cave. And Joshua said, appoint men to be at the mouth of the cave to guard them, that they not take themselves away. And the children of Israel did so. And Joshua called to all Israel, and said to the officers of battle, place your feet on the necks of these kings. And Joshua said, so shall the Elohim do to all your enemies. Joshua commanded afterward that they should kill the kings and cast them into the cave, and put great stones at the mouth of the cave. Joshua went afterward with all the people that were with him on that day to Mekkedah, and he struck it with the edge of the sword. He utterly destroyed the souls and all belonging to the city, and he did to the king and people there as he had done to Jericho. He passed from there to Libnah, and he fought against it. The Elohim delivered it into his hands, and Joshua struck it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls there, and he did it, and to the kings there, as he had done to Jericho. From there he passed on to Lachish, to fight against it, and Horam, king of Gaza, went up to assist the men of Lachish, and Joshua struck him and his people until there was none left to him. Joshua took Lachish, and all the people there, and he did to it as he had done to Libnah. Joshua passed from there to Eglon, and he took that also. He struck it, and all the people that went there with the edge of the sword. From there he passed to Hebron, and fought against it, and took it, and utterly destroyed it. He returned from there with all Israel to Debir, and fought against it, and struck it with the edge of the sword. And he destroyed every soul in it. He left none remaining. He did to it and the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. Joshua struck all the kings of the Amorites from Kadesh Barnea to Azah. He took their country at once, for the Elohim had fought for Israel. And Joshua with all Israel came to the camp to Gilgal, when at that time Jabin, king of Shazor, heard all that Joshua had done to the kings of the Amorites, Jabin sent to Jobat, king of Midian, and to Laban, king of Shimron, and to Jephthah, king of Akshaph, and to all the kings of the Amorites, saying, Come quickly to us and help us, that we may strike the children of Israel before they come on us, and do to us as they have done to the other kings of the Amorites. And all the kings listened to the words of Jabin, king of Shazor, and they went forth with all their camps, 17 kings, and their people were as numerous as the sand on the seashore, together with horses and chariots innumerable. They came and camped together at the waters of Merom, and they were met together to fight against Israel. The Elohim said to Joshua, Fear them not, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them up, all slain, before you. You shall cripple their horses and burn their chariots with fire. And Joshua with all the men of war came suddenly on them and struck them, and they fell into their hands, for the Elohim had delivered them into the hands of the children of Israel. So the children of Israel pursued all these kings with their camps, and struck them until there was none left of them. Then Joshua did to them as the Elohim had spoken to him. Joshua returned at that time to Shazor, and struck it with the sword, and destroyed every soul in it, and burned it with fire from Shazor. Joshua passed to Shimron, and struck it, and utterly destroyed it. From there he passed Archshaph, and he did to it as he had done to Shimron. From there he passed to Adullam, and he struck all the people in it, and he did to Adullam as he had done to Archshaph and to Shimron. He passed from them to all the cities of the kings which he had smitten, and he struck all the people that were left of them, and he utterly destroyed them. Only their booty and cattle the Israelites took for themselves as a prey, but every human being they struck. They permitted not a soul to live. As the Elohim had commanded Moses, so did Joshua and all Israel. They failed not in anything. So Joshua and all the children of Israel struck the whole land of Canaan, as the Elohim had commanded them, and struck all their kings, being 31 kings, and the children of Israel took their whole country. Besides the kingdom of Sihon and Og, which are on the other side of Jordan, of which Moses had smitten many cities, Moses gave them to the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh. And Joshua struck all the kings that were on this side of Jordan to the west, and gave them for an inheritance to the 9 tribes and the half-tribe of Israel. For 5 years Joshua carried on the war with these kings, and he gave their cities to the Israelites. And the land became tranquil from battle throughout the cities of the Amorites and the Canaanites. And that is the end of chapter 89. Wow. 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 Some pretty heavy-duty stuff there, huh, gang? Wow. Oh, my. Goes right alongside what's said in the Bible. Right alongside. The only thing that I can see that really deviates is when they're taking on Jericho. It doesn't say in there that they were to carry the ark with them, ahead of them, around the city each time. So that part's missing, and I think that that's an important part, but it's not in there. But anyway, wow. And then we ran across the verses that are mentioned in the Bible to reference the Book of Jasher, which solidifies that the Book of Jasher, it's okie dokie. It's not bad. It's a side book. It runs alongside the Bible. But it's mentioned in the Bible. Quoted in the Bible. So to me that says that there is it's worth the read. Just that one thing makes it worth the read. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. We got 2 chapters left in Jasher. I want to know what everybody thinks about this study. Do you think it's legit? Do you think that it's not legit? Please, I want to know what y'all think. So put it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Okay? Alright, gang. That's all I've got. So, y'all have a great week, and we will see you on Wednesday for our midweek Bible study. And until then, praise Yah. Give him thanks and praise every day. And we'll see you then. Shalom.